You know, when you have to dress up slightly and you're looking forward to it, you might even get your hair done. Be good if I do something with my hair, because I'm out tonight. But where are you off to? 0800 111 40 41.
All right, Sadie. Are you going out?
All right, Sadie. Are we going out?
Well, I'm going out. I don't know about you, and I'm going out. And I'm very pleased to say that where I'm going out, this gentleman is going to be there, and he's going to be performing as well. I don't know how to introduce him, actually. David Stanley, BEM, a disabilities rights campaigner. And you may say that's fantastic, it ends there. No. Musical director, brilliant. Teacher, wow. Composer, concert producer as well. And also, he has got so many awards. He was awarded the Medal of the Order of the British Empire from the Queen's 2021 New Year's Honours List. He's Honour of Freeman of the City of Southend-on-Sea, which was given this year. He's a Churchill Fellow. He's a Fellow of the Royal Arts Society of Arts. He was 2020 Global Peace Ambassador for people with disabilities. He became UK government's disability and access ambassador for the arts and the culture. It goes on and on and on. He also in 2022, David received the first ever Sir David Amos Memorial Award at the Bengals Pride Awards and shortlisted in the Lifetime Achievement category at the Music and Drama Education Awards. Basically, this man has done more for people with disabilities getting into music than ever with his really special The Music Man project. I'm absolutely thrilled to say he joins me now. David Stanley, hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for that lovely introduction. That was wonderful. I could have just sat here and read all the things you've done, all the amazing awards you've done, all the the list of achievements, and I wouldn't have to talk to you at all. I could just... Well, it's lovely to say so, and you know, I feel very privileged to be able to do all these things because I love my job. So honestly, it's wonderful, and I'm going out tonight.
You're out, so tell me about this then. Where are you out tonight?
Well, I will be taking the Music Man project to Hadley Salvation Army Temple in Hadley, and we're performing with the wonderful Orpheus Singers, the Orpheus Choir there at the temple, and performing as part of our joint concert. And once again, I'll be showcasing my musicians with learning disabilities from the Music Man project.
It's so important, that, is it? Because I can't say how important music is to me and to others. My mum, bless her heart, got Lewy body disorder, which is a terrible dementia. It's one of the worst type of dementias you can get. And in the end, she knew us just about, but she knew every word to the song she'd learnt as a child, and that says something, doesn't it?
It does. One of our most famous songs is called Music is Magic, and the lines go that it touches every part of the world we hold dear. And there's something about music for the community that I work with, which kind of bypasses the disability, suddenly somehow gets through. And as you're here tonight, the musicians that I work with and have worked with for 20 years nearly, they are extraordinary. And they express music in a really uniquely energetic and passionate way, and it's infectious. So I know exactly what you're talking about, the way that music has that magical effect on people.
Now, I have to say right now, I'm amazed that I think I'm a president of the Orpheus Singers. I'm always amazed. I'm always dumbfounded when they tell me that I am, because I'm so proud of that role. I don't have many roles. I'm not like yourself. I don't have many roles. I'm so proud to be it. They actually came in and kicked off my weekend shows. I had 20 of the singers in my studio and singing, which is amazing. But they did that for me. But I ask you, David, you were at the Royal Albert Hall in March, singing and performing for His Majesty King Charles. I mean, I've done my knees in kneeling down about this.
It was quite an experience. We were invited to perform by His Majesty's Bands of the Royal Marines, and we work in collaboration with the Royal Marines and have done now for 18 months. We've been on tour with them, we've recorded a Christmas single with them, and as part of that lovely collaboration, they said, would we perform at the Mountbatten Festival of Music? And that takes place at the Albert Hall across 3 days. And on one of those performances, His Majesty King Charles was in the audience, and he, along with 5,000 other people, gave our musicians a standing ovation after our performance with the Royal Marines at the Albert Hall. It was one of those pinch me moments to look up, and there was the King giving us a standing ovation.
Wow. And I would like to say that the Hadley Salvation Army Temple will be rammed tonight. But even if it's absolutely rammed, they're not going to get 5,000 people in there.
No, they're not. No, but it doesn't matter because we love, we've grown a lot, haven't we? We've expanded all across the country. There's Music Man projects in Scotland, right across the country, here in England, and indeed around the world. But it's so important that we keep performing and we keep entertaining our local community and working with wonderful choirs, because they've helped us as we've grown. And so although we might be one moment performing in San Diego or performing at the Albert Hall, it's so important that we maintain our headquarters here in South Essex.
Which is so important because, as I said as well, that you have been bestowed the honour of Freeman of the City of Southend-on-Sea, which is a city, of course, which we're all thrilled about. And also a lot of that came down to Sir David Amos.
Well, absolutely. Only, I think last weekend, we were marking 2 years since Sir David's tragic murder. And to be able to carry on his legacy is really, really important to me here in Southend. He was a great champion, a personal friend, and supported our musicians, 100% all of the time. And in fact, we're returning to the Albert Hall next April in our return concert. And it was in 2019 that Sir David stood up in front of everybody and proclaimed the Music Man project as this wonderful thing and how we would one day go to Broadway. And so we are really going to be returning to the Albert Hall this time and in an even bigger concert with the Royal Marines, and a very, very special guest by the name of Michael Ball will be joining us next April. And that will be very fitting because we will all remember Sir David in that concert as well.
And Sir David was also a real supporter of the Orpheus Singers as well, because I sang with the Orpheus Singers. We've done You've Got a Friend several times. They're just the best ever singers to sing with. And there he was in the audience. And in fact, I've got a letter that he wrote to me afterwards, which was so kind of him to take time. He was a very generous man.
Oh, he was. And that's what I was always amazed about. He took time to thank people, to always turn up. He would always turn up late to concerts, wouldn't he? And it was always because he'd be going to 3 or 4 others before he arrived at your events.
Yes.
And I thought that was a mark of the man. He was everywhere, and he made sure that he rose us up as a community. He put us on a higher platform, and it was due to Sir David really that we got our first big break when we got to perform at the London Palladium in 2015, and because he wrote a letter to the theatre and said, could we do a performance there? Because it's very hard for a small learning disabled music group to get to perform in these great venues, and he was really instrumental at the beginning in opening those sort of doors.
So where next? Where next for you? As you say, the Royal Albert Hall next year in an even bigger show.
The big one is the Royal Albert Hall. It's April the 8th, 2024. Tickets are on sale now. You can just go to the Royal Albert Hall box office and you'll see us there. And they're 20, 30 and 40 pounds. It will feature Music Man projects from across the country. So 10 regional groups, led, of course, by the Music Man project here in Southend, with special guest Michael Ball, accompanied by our house band, I call them, the Royal Marines, and it will be wonderful. So we're doing that, and then lots of other things, in the pipeline. We're hoping to work with the Royal Air Force as well in the future, to continue our work with the Royal Marines, record more music, and just keep the music playing, because it's so important. And it's not just for the people themselves that you'll see tonight that perform. It's for the general public to show what they can do and to help them understand, the unique talents of my community.
You're so right as well, and you do a lot in schools as well, don't you, for SEND kids, because it's one part I think of our, as we were talking about just earlier, it's one part of our minds which can be open maybe more to music than it can to maybe other aspects like general maths or general knowledge or whatever. That is a whole nother area of the brain, isn't it?
Yes, it really accesses emotion. It's about emotional expression, and that for the buzzword nowadays, isn't it, is well-being. Well, music's been doing this for thousands of years. It's been helping people, but my philosophy is that the help is a great side effect, but my approach is music education and performance. It's about treating people with the respect as musicians in their community. And the work in schools is very important. So we teach in several local special schools, but we also take groups around. I call them my global ambassadors, and we go to different schools. And I think now we've probably reached about 15,000 school children, mainstream and special needs schools, that we've gone along to do workshops and performances for. And by the time we've finished, the children think our students are rock stars. They want their autographs. So it's a wonderful reversal of that sort of expectation. And it's really quite moving to see our work in schools.
I can't wait to see you tonight. I really can't. So remind us where you're out.
So out tonight at 7:30 p.m. at Hadley Salvation Army Temple with the Orpheus Singers, and we are their special guests, the Music Man Project. I will be there in my white DJ as usual, leading the musicians.
And I will be there cheering you on. Thank you very much indeed for being my very special guest in this out bit. I don't normally get a big special guest in this. I'll chat to people who are going out. It's been a real pleasure. David Stanley, thank you.